Hey, what is going on, guys? It's the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video. And the Monday nights, or no, I'm sorry, and the Sunday games are all over. There's only the Monday night games for week 16. And the playoffs are becoming a little more clear. My Green Bay Packers will get home field. The NFC playoffs will go through Lambeau Field, which big win for us. Um, as I talked about in my last video. But unfortunately, the playoff seedings for every team that's vying for a playoff spot or division is pretty much been overshadowed uh, by one individual today, and we're going to be talking about him. So Antonio Brown, I should say former Tampa Bay Buccaneer, because he has been released. I mean, he's still technically on the roster right now, but the coaches have already, Bruce Arian had already said that he's no longer a Buck. So I expect him to be officially released tomorrow, or some people are saying that he might be deactivated so he can't go to another team for the rest of the season. But I just think they should just cut him at this point, because I don't think any team signing him after what he did. So pretty much, I'm almost certain everybody has seen the footage. Even if you're a non-football fan, pretty much it blew up everywhere on social media. So I'm sure y'all have seen the clip. I'm not gonna show it. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna talk about it, but I'm not gonna show anything. I'm not even showing the actual picture of him doing it. But I'm just showing an old Tampa Bay Buccaneer picture I used a while back. But here, but so Antonio Brown is no longer a Buck. The Buccaneers actually managed to still win this game despite everything that happened, which kind of pissed me off, because as a Packers fan, I wanted to see them lose. I would have loved to see them lose to the Jets. But if they get the number 2 seed, that probably will be better, because then we probably wouldn't have to go up against them until the AFC Championship game. But that's not what this is about. It's about this video is about Antonio Brown, and we're gonna get into this. So Antonio Brown, during the middle of the third quarter, I was actually watching this in real time, because I was trying to see like who was winning in the fantasy stuff, because I had not him, but I had Mike Evans. That's right. I had Mike Evans and Gronk on my fantasy league today. So I was kind of checking in on the scene where those guys were, putting up the catches and the stats. You know what I mean? Well, unfortunately, I didn't win my fantasy league, by the way. But yeah, it is what it is. But anyways, so I seen this happen in real time, and I was just like so shocked. Like when they showed it, I was like, "Is this like some type of fan?" And then like I seen like, "Oh wait, no, that's Antonio Brown," and I'm like, "Oh Lord." Um, so it was crazy. I've never seen that ever, and I've been watching football since as long as I can remember. I'm like 30 years old. I've been watching football since I was like 3. All right, that's how long I've been a Packers fan for. And I have never seen this before. Yeah, the Davis guy a couple of years ago, he retired during halftime again for the Bills or whatever, but he did it at halftime. He did it, and he knew what he was, he was, I guess, committed to him being retired. But this is different. This is different. Antonio Brown quit on his team. He quit on his team. Third quarter, they're in a game. They're down at this point in the game in the third quarter. They were down by 2 scores, okay? And he decided, I guess the reports are, I mean, there were a lot of conflicting reports when all this was happening in real time on why he left. But there's now a more definitive report that basically Antonio Brown was told by Arians to get in the game, like to go back into the game, and he said no, and he was like, get back into the game. He said it again, and he was like, no. Antonio Brown said no, and then he just said, well, get out of here. And then Bruce Arians, as a head coach, said, get out of here. And then this what led to the whole him taking off his jersey, taking off his undershirt, throwing it into the fans, and then throwing his gloves into the into the stands. Mike Evans, my fantasy guy, guy in my fantasy league, right? He actually tried to get him to stop, and try to keep him on the field, prevent him from taking his jersey off, and he wasn't having it. And he did it and ran off the field. Some of the security guards thought it was some fan that had jumped off the stands, but it wasn't. It was Antonio Brown. They were told that, and they just kind of let him go to the locker room. And that pretty much, this whole sequence pretty much was the story for the rest of the Sunday, for everybody. I mean, this is literally what everyone was talking about. I mean, yeah, you're still hearing stuff about the playoffs and stuff like that, but it was just Antonio Brown. That was what everybody wanted to know about, and it was crazy. This whole thing was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. A millionaire, multi-million dollar player, NFL football player, running on the field, and going to the locker room, taking all this stuff off. I couldn't believe it. And Antonio Brown's got a lot of allegations against him. He's got the, hotel property damage allegation. Couple other things that we got him suspended last year for, the helmet issues, so many other things this guy has done. And then of course, most recently the fake vaccination card that had him suspended for 3 games. And now this, running out of the field. And while all the things he did, or allegedly did, that are allegations, are bad. Don't get me wrong, they're all bad. The allegations and the stuff that he did do. They're all bad. All bad, the helmet stuff and everything. But the ultimate no in any sport, I don't care if it's football, basketball, baseball, hockey, wrestling, myself, you never, under any circumstances, quit on your team, especially in the middle of a game. This is basic fundamentals of being on a sports team. This is what you're taught in middle school. This is what you're taught in high school. In pros? Are you kidding me right now? At the pro level, this guy is not mature enough to quit on his team? And I know some people are going to be like, oh, well, he's got possibly mental issues. Everyone brings up the big hit that he got in the playoffs with the Bengals years ago. And I get it. That was a huge hit. And all this other stuff. CTE. Though the problem with the CTE is we can't confirm he officially has CTE until he dies. Because that until we get new technology on the CTE thing, there is no actual proof. I mean, I don't doubt that he has it, but there is really no definitive way to prove he has it, because you can't diagnose somebody with CTE until they're dead. But I just think it's just like there's just something just wrong. There is something wrong with them, but to quit on your team, like, I mean, to quit on your team, that is the ultimate. I mean, this guy has had like 5 chances because he's talented. Tom Brady took him under his wing because Tom Brady believed in him, because of his talent and whatnot that he has. I don't know how anybody gets him another chance. Like, I don't think any of the playoff teams, okay, because I know some people are bringing up, oh, well, if they cut him now officially, a playoff team could sign him or whatever. I don't think any playoff team is going to sign him. I do not want the Packers to sign him. I do not want him to be signed on our team. He is a distraction. He just quit on a team. He just quit on the Bucs. Do you think he's going to be committed to the Packers? Do you think he's going to be committed to any other playoff team after he just quit on a team? In the middle of a game. Do you know how much of a distraction that is? I mean, yeah, the Bucs were still able to overcome it and win the game, but that's just something that you can't do during a game. The mental capacity that all those other 52 players on that roster are trying to do. They're trying to win a game. They're trying to win a freaking game, and this guy, the 53rd guy, has basically abandoned. He abandoned the team. There's no way none of those players can believe in him. You go through the trenches. You're going and grinding all together, day in and day out, practicing together, trying to get better, trying to win a championship, because that is the ultimate goal when you're in football or any sport, is to win a championship. And Antonio Brown checked himself out. And I've heard people comparing him to OBJ. I heard people compare him to T.O., and that is ridiculous. I don't care what you guys think of T.O., okay, with the drama, that he's had with other quarterbacks throughout the years. T.O. was a damn good wide receiver, and there's one thing Terrell Owens never did. He never did this shenanigans. This guy played Super Bowl 39 with a broken leg. He had to sign a waiver to play because the doctors wouldn't clear him, and he almost near done got it done against the Patriots. Okay, Terrell Owens. All right, whatever you want to say with him having drama with other quarterbacks that he played with, he always was for the team that he played for. He never freaking abandoned his team. Okay? All right, Chad Johnson never abandoned his team. OBJ, while there were problems in Cleveland, definitely, he didn't quit on his team. All right, yeah, the Browns cut him because of the friction, because of him and Baker Mayfield, but he never quit on the Browns. He didn't quit on them. This dude literally quit on his damn team in the middle of a game when you're trying to win. All right, you never do that. You do not do that. That is the ultimate disrespect to every person on that roster. People don't understand. I'm going to put this in, a defining, because not many people are going to talk about this fact. Antonio Brown basically turned his back on all those players that are playing for the Buccaneers right now. And again, I'm a Packers fan. Okay, I'm a Green Bay Packers fan. So this, what happens with the Buccaneers doesn't matter to me. But from a team perspective, You're going through the trenches every day, day in and day out, practice trying to win a championship. And this guy basically turned your best. He basically said, F you to your team. And you telling me that another freaking team is going to take a chance on someone who just basically did that in the middle of the damn trenches? As someone who played sports in high school, and yes, I'm not a pro athlete, I'm not in the pros and whatnot, but I have gone through the trenches. I played sports in school, okay? I've gone through the trenches. You know, there is that, you know, commitment to the team. You know what I'm saying? And when you walk out on your team like that, you basically have said F you to your team. You have said F you to your team and that you don't give a damn. And if you don't give a damn, then I don't want you on my team. I don't give a damn how talented you are. You basically said F you to my team. You said F you to my team. Why would another team then be like, oh yeah, we can fix this guy. We can have him on our team. No, that ain't how it works. And I don't care that these people are being paid millions of dollars. Okay? You don't do that. That is the ultimate insult. That is the ultimate insult. All right? He's had all these off the field issues. We have all these off the fields, but now he has an on the field issue. Hall of Fame talent, but he ain't never getting the Hall of Fame because this is what he is going to be remembered for, because he's never going to be on another team again. I don't believe he'll ever be on another team again. All right, and this is going to be the image that everybody's going to remember. Everybody's going to remember this. This is what they're going to remember about Antonio Brown. Terrell Owens, that guy was a baller. Yeah, he did his showboating and all that other stuff with the drama and whatnot. But he went out there and he always balled. He always balled. He freaking played with a broken leg in the Super Bowl. All right. Comparing him to Antonio Brown is absolutely ridiculous. Antonio Brown does not deserve another chance. He's had like 5 chances now because of his talent. Brady, you know, had him living with him for a while. Okay, it's just, you know, it's insane. It's insane the stuff he got away with off the field. But to let to give another team to give this man a chance, no, absolutely not. He does not deserve it. He does not deserve it. He basically said F you to the 52 other people that were on his Buccaneer team. He said F you to Brady, who basically put him under his wing. He said F you to Mike Evans, who was trying to actually help him not do what he was going to do. He said F you to all those guys that brought him in, because Arian didn't want him in. Brady pushed for him to be signed. You know? Just insane. This was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. This whole thing was ridiculous. Just imagine if this had been in the playoffs. Just imagine. Just imagine if he had done this in the playoffs. Like, I mean, I know this is a regular season, but, I mean, they're close to the playoffs right now. Just imagine if he had done this in the playoffs. Just imagine if he had done this in the playoffs. At how bad this would have been on the league. And you know what? I do think the NFL should pay for, you know, a mental evaluation of Antonio Brown, if that's possible at this point, because it doesn't seem like Antonio Brown is seeking help. Because I do think he does need actual help. I think the NFL should pay for that and see if they give it. I know the NFL isn't going to do it, but I really think they should do, because this is a scar on the NFL, in my opinion. Not that they don't have any already, but this to me is a scar on them. You know, to see one of their players do this, it's just, you know, he needs help. He needs help, and you give him whatever help he needs, because he needs it. And obviously, with all the money he's making, he's not trying to get better himself. So I think at this point, somebody needs to get to him and give him that the help that he needs at this point, because there's a lot of problems there. There's a lot of problems there. And that's what I got to say about it, guys. Antonio Brown no longer a Buccaneer and probably ended his entire NFL career. That's all I got to say, guys. Comment, rate, and subscribe if you like my other videos. And that's about it, guys. I am the Ultimate Goku. I'm out of it. Peace.